Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Friday, June 23rd. Today, we are talking about the Jaguars cornerback duo, Tyson Campbell, Darious Williams. First, I'd like to remind you to please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss a show on here. Really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel further, go check out genjag.com/shop. You can pick up some new Duval gear. Right now, we have a promo going on through the end of the day, Friday, June 23rd. Free King in the South t-shirt with every order over $20. Go check it out. Specify your size in the order notes if you want to get a free Kings in the South t-shirt with your order today. Getting into Tyson Campbell and Darious Williams, the way I view it from my perch, these are two of the very best cornerbacks in the league right now, and they form one of the best duos on the planet. Tyson Campbell, the former 33rd overall pick by the Jaguars back in 2021, he had a long way to go upon entering the league as a somewhat raw but supremely physically gifted cornerback out of the University of Georgia. Talk about Darious Williams, he entered the league a little bit small, a little bit older than a lot of teams generally look for in the NFL draft, but a guy that obviously came in and immediately started playing good football for the Los Angeles Rams, had a really good productive run for them, came over to Jacksonville in 2022. North Florida native, he returned home to Duval to play for Mike Caldwell, and he took a discount to do it. He was offered more by teams around the league, but he decided to come back home to Jacksonville, play for his Jacksonville Jaguars. And this somewhat unlikely cornerback duo, all they did in 2022 was become one of the best duos in the league down the stretch. So let's dive in. Entering the league, Tyson Campbell did a lot of things well. He had a lot of good things going for him. He has length, speed, true makeup speed, and fluidity that allowed him to be sticky in coverage, but he had one fatal flaw, something that he's still working to improve to this day. He struggled to locate and attack the football down the field in man coverage. That issue, it showed up consistently on his tape at Georgia, and it also showed up at times throughout his rookie year. But as he's gotten more and more comfortable, he's began to make plays on the ball down the field. Instead of just being in tight coverage and not being able to disrupt at the catch point, he's now showing the ability to be disruptive at the catch point. You fast forward from his rookie year, which again, where he struggled early on, had a nice run down the stretch to close his rookie year after coming back from injury. Then you fast forward to his second training camp in Jacksonville, first in Mike Caldwell's new defensive scheme. He looked like the best player on the field a lot on that defensive side of the ball during the Jaguars 2022 training camp. He looked confident, again, long, fast, locked in, and Trevor Lawrence, he generally avoided him during practice because Tyson Campbell, he was always in the right spot. Looking a little bit at Darious Williams, again, came over from Los Angeles, played for the Rams for the start of his career on his rookie contract. But while Williams had played almost exclusively outside for the Rams, the Jaguars, they had different plans for Darious Williams. He was going to play nickel with Tyson Campbell and Shaquille Griffin playing on the outside. Now, Williams played his new role at a fairly high level despite missing most of training camp, recovering from an injury suffered in the Super Bowl. But there was a problem for the Jaguars and their defense. Shaquille Griffin, he was not playing well to start the season on the outside, and then he suffered a season-ending injury. So the Jaguars, they had a void at outside corner opposite Tyson Campbell. After weeks and even months of a defense that looked entirely broken at times, Jaguars defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell finally pulled the plug, decided to put Darious Williams back outside the spot that he had been playing prior to arriving in Jacksonville, his more natural position despite being an undersized corner. The results were staggering. After week 14, the Jaguars moved Williams outside. The team flipped the switch in a lot of ways. They won 6 out of 7 games, and the cornerback play on the outside was absolutely tremendous. Tyson Campbell had already been enjoying a breakthrough season in year 2, but from week 14 on, he never surrendered more than 36 yards in primary coverage in a single game. Absolutely unbelievable. In 5 of those 7 games, he allowed less than 17 yards in coverage, and in 3 of those games, less than 10. He was absolutely shutting down his side of the field. Now, Darious Williams, while he played pretty well in the nickel, he looked even more comfortable outside, and he played much better. From week 14 on, again, when they put him outside, He did not allow more than 38 yards in primary coverage. That means between Tyson Campbell and Darious Williams, neither of these guys allowed more than 38 yards in primary coverage in a single game from week 14 through the divisional round of the playoffs. Absolutely unbelievable run for those two. Two starting cornerbacks on the outside playing at that high of a level in the first year of a defense, it was a sight to behold for the Jaguars down the stretch. And don't just take my word for it. Next Gen Stats charted them both as top 10 cornerbacks last year. Now, with another offseason to level up within the scheme, the sky is the limit for Tyson Campbell and Darious Williams. My favorite aspect of Williams' game, he's just smart and sticky. He knows when to time his breaks. He knows how to sequence out routes and really be there when the ball arrives. And I think that's something that you've seen consistently from him throughout his career. As for Tyson Campbell, who has more of a prototypical build, is kind of the Batman to Darious Williams' Robin in this cornerback duo, there's a lot to love with his skill set. He's physical as hell and disciplined against the run. It doesn't matter if he's going up against a scat back, a big back. He's taken on Derrick Henry. He's taken on Jonathan Taylor. Big, physical, fast runners. He does not care who you are. He's going to play his game the same way, and he's going to come after you, and he's usually going to make the play against the run. You don't see that from a ton of top-flight corners, the ability to really make an impact against the run and lock it down on his side of the field. You also absolutely love his eyes in zone coverage. They are deadly. If you're trying to hit him underneath in zone coverage and he's sitting on that route, it's game over. He's going to house that, and you saw him do it last year. And then I love his ability to squeeze receivers to the sideline, to use that 12th man, the sideline, to effectively render 9 balls ineffective. The 9 ball is one of the deadliest throws in football. You can score touchdowns from anywhere on the field if you're just going deep on the outside. Tyson Campbell, he shuts that down. He uses that 12th defender to squeeze those routes and eliminate any sort of space that guys would otherwise get going deep. Can't wait to see what these guys do in 2023. Of course, the Jaguars defense will need to improve around them, but these two corners, they'll do their part for the Jaguars.